G'day, welcome to Godless Dragon. Hi guys, how you going? I'm going to talk a little bit about my personal thoughts as to why religion does not accept evolution. I haven't done any research on this is just my personal opinion, and if you think I've missed anything or you disagree with me, please leave a comment in the comments below and let's get going. Evolution fundamentally goes against all of the Abrahamic religions and possibly others. I'm going to concentrate on Christianity because that's the religion I'm most comfortable with and the one that I know the most. God has a plan for us is a very common tenet in Christianity. It makes us feel special, it makes us feel loved, and it makes us feel all happy in God's love. Evolution, on the other hand, completely contradicts this, and it does so by saying, no, we aren't special. We got here by chance through random mutations driven by natural selection over geological timescales. By challenging the "you're special in God's eyes" actually attacks one of the fundamental and core beliefs of Christianity, that God loves you and has a plan for you. It also challenges the creation myth of Genesis. Genesis is usually the first part of the Bible that most people torture themselves with. I know I've read it more times than I needed to, so by throwing evolution in there, it completely contradicts the notion of Eve, original sin, and the Garden of Eden. The whole reason why Jesus came to earth was to be sacrificed to forgive original sin. So if evolution was correct, there would have been no Garden of Eden, and therefore Jesus' sacrifice would have meant nothing. If Genesis is proven to be incorrect and Jesus' sacrifice meant nothing, it greatly weakens the major core part of Christianity. People argue in Genesis that a day may have been 1,000 years or even an age, but even 7,000 years is not nearly enough time for evolution to work, and also ages is this arbitrary word that means quite literally nothing. Also, even if that were true, the order in which Genesis says that God created the earth would not have allowed life to evolve. God in the Christian faith is supposed to be all-powerful. If he was all-powerful, he should be able to blink and life would magically appear. The evidence that has come out in favour of evolution by natural selection completely debunks this idea. Considering the first 3 billion years of life on this planet consisted only of single-celled microbes, and then it took 13.7 billion years from the beginning of the universe to the evolution of humans, it kind of shows that God is either a master procrastinator, which we can all relate to, doesn't have a concept of time, or doesn't exist. You could argue that he's a kid with an ant farm, but that also takes away one of the core pillars of Christianity of a personal God that is interested in your life and interested in how things work for you and has a personal involvement in your life. Evolution also explains things such as genetic diseases and poor anatomical design. Christians point to genetic diseases as a result of original sin, but that kind of takes away the idea that God is an all-loving creature. Why punish people for the actions of someone who did an original sin 6,000 years ago? It doesn't make sense. Anti-evolutionists tend to bury their head in the sand and even point to good designs, such as the eye, as an example of intelligent design. They ignore, however, bad designs, for example, the female reproductive organs. Endometriosis, for example, is a common disorder which causes extreme pain, fusion of organs, infertility, and in extreme cases, death. They also ignore anatomical constructs such as the recurrent laryngeal nerve, which is the nerve that controls the voice box, yet for some reason goes down the throat, under the aorta of the heart, and back into the throat. These design flaws contradict that God is all-knowing and all-perfect. Having a logical explanation of these constructs just reinforces that God has no hand in our creation, which in turn reinforces that we aren't so special at all. Evolution also explains parasites. Parasites are a part of nature that creationists and anti-evolutionists tend to ignore. I think it shows that God is not a very nice creature if you look at what some of the things that parasites do to its hosts. For example, the female emerald cockroach wasp turns its victim, the cockroach, into a mindless zombie, which, if cockroaches have minds, but if they did have minds, it would do so by disabling its escape reflex, walks its victim towards its lair, lays its eggs inside the cockroach, and the eggs hatch and the larvae eat the cockroach from the inside out while it is still alive. Ugh. That doesn't sound very loving to me. Yes, I suppose they are cockroaches, but I could also point to things such as malaria, smallpox, and other diseases. Christians again would argue that these diseases are around and these parasites are around because of original sin, but why would God punish cockroaches for something that Adam and Eve did? It just doesn't make any sense. Again, evolution pokes holes in the church doctrine of a loving God. Evolution explains things that go against the church doctrine, such as LGBTQIA+ people, the potential non-existence of pure evil and good, which in itself is a debate amongst even atheists, a lack of an afterlife, and the non-theistic origins of morality. Ooh, that sentence is going to be controversial. Without God, LGBTQIA+ people are not disgusting or immoral. People do bad things because they do bad things, and they won't end up burning in hell. And our society is based on an idea of mutual cooperation between individuals of our species. Again, this severely weakens the position of God. Overall, I think that evolution seems to be one of the biggest challenges to religion. It contradicts and weakens some of the most fundamental cornerstones of the Abrahamic faiths. The fact that it's a relatively new concept, speciation takes a long time and is rare, and that the most powerful evidence for evolution is actually quite advanced science, I'm not surprised that some people still deny it even to today. Religious groups tend to end up in a state of cognitive dissonance when faced by the overwhelming evidence for evolution. And it's fine if you don't want to believe in evolution. That is your decision. But teaching anti-evolution doctrine to people and making fallacious and uninformed arguments against it is not. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to my personal opinions as to why evolution is not accepted by a lot of religious people. So if you think I've missed anything or you disagree with anything I've said, please let me know in the comments below. Just keep it nice, guys. Anyway, hope you have a lovely day, evening, whatever time you see this. And in the meantime, don't forget, don't give yourself the raw porn.